Hello, it is Emil Bhai, and now I am going to talk about the atomic habit. So I have just read the two chapter, and I am going to explain you the basically two chapter. I will basically summarize it into the 5 minute, and let us start now. So the study that was conducted in a university, I don't know which university it was. So in that university, the two groups of people were divided. In the first group, this group was named as a quantity group, and the second group which was named as a quality group. In the quantity group, these people will get marks based on the quantity numbers of the photo they produce. If they produce a large number of photo, they will get a basically high basically marks, and if they produce less, then they will get less. And there was a second group which was named as a quality group, in which basically they will get marks based on the quality of the photo, that how basically uh, photo has been captured. Based on that, they will get marks. If good, then they will get good marks, and if not, then they will get not good marks. So yes, when the basically at the end, the result was that the quantity group, they have produced a very high quality photo, and the quality group, they have basically captured the mediocre photo. Because let me tell you why this happened. So in quantity group, basically they were basically have basically practiced a lot, they have basically made a lots of mistake, and basically from those mistake they have learned new things, and from this learning they basically improve their skills of basically capturing the photo. But the people who were basically in the quality group were not doing the practice, they were basically doing basically they were basically learning from the reading. From reading they were basically trying to learn, but this is the not a perfect method. The only method from which you learn the most is through the action. The more practice you do, the more basically you improve the skills. That's why it is very important for us to basically uh, take the action rather than just being strategizing things or finding tips and tricks, right? and and in basically book, author differentiate between the motion and the action. So motion means basically you strategizing things, you are finding tips and tricks, you are finding basically best basically solution for the problem. This all includes the in motion. And in action, you take the action. For example, if you want to basically start a YouTube channel and you have to be a successful YouTuber, then what you have to do? In motion, it includes that you watch the video of how to grow on YouTube, and you watch other stuff kind of things that will basically not delivering the outcome that you want. You are just strategizing things, and yes, this is what you are doing. But if you take action, you upload daily, you practice it daily, your skill will be developed naturally, and you will be a damn successful YouTuber, right? Let me tell you that why we must stay in the motion. Because sometimes we actually want to need to learn things, or we actually want these things. That's why we do it. We basically basically take the advice from the trainer, because we actually need it, because we actually basically want to learn it. That's why we do it. And the other times why we do it, because we want to basically we basically it we, and sometimes we do it as a form of the procrastination. We basically want to basically avoid the fear of failure. We want to we think when we are in motion, we think that we are making the progress, but in reality it is completely different. We are not making the progress. We cannot make the progress through the motion, because the motion not the thing from which the outcome is delivered. The outcome is delivered based on the action that we take. That's why it is very necessary for us to basically take the action rather than staying in the motion. Yes, most of us we do because we want to do the procrastinate, that why we do. And another question most people ask, that how much time does it take to build a habit. So habit do not depends on the time you spend on that behavior you, but the habit is built based on how much frequent or how much repetition that you have did. Based on that the habit is built. Habit do not build on based on time. uh, if you did more repetition, more practice, then you would have built a habit. But it doesn't matter on, it doesn't depend on the time. It only depends on how frequently you have did and how long you have did and how much repetition that you have did. Based on that basically your habit get built up. Okay, bye bye.